What I like about this table from the older adults textbook is an FITT based on their function. So if you have those people who are very sedentary, pretty deconditioned, you still want to get everybody recommended 3 to 5 days a week. But you can see that they're going to have, 20 to 30 minutes of activity, and they may need to work up to that in multiple bouts. So an RPE of 3 to 6 on the 0 to 10 scale, so on the modified scale. So this could be as low as maybe 10 to 14 on a on the regular Borg scale. 20 to 30 minutes. Steps. What I like about this table is they've included pedometer steps. So a lot of people like using pedometers. Older adults like the tracking abilities. So we're trying to get them to 3,000 to 4,000 steps in their activity session. And if you're adding that to their baseline level, they might actually approach 10,000 steps per day. So regardless, frequency, 3 to 5 days a week. You will up the intensity for those that are doing regular workouts. So you can treat them more normally. Their duration is going to be higher, 30 to 90 minutes. And make sure they're getting at a minimum 3,000 to 4,000 pedometer steps per day. So, you have to really look at their functional abilities when you're doing exercise programming and their level of habitual activity. And then if you look at the next slide, table 6.1, for people who are frail, so how do we, adjust the FITT? So to get the upper body, make sure we're getting muscle strength, as we said. You really have to make sure that they have strength to remain independent. 12 to 15 reps. Start 1 set, progressing to 2. Activities, Tai Chi, that's also going to hit the balance. Endurance, large muscle groups, walking, cycling, the pool-based exercises. So start at a lower intensity, but still at least, 3, maybe 5 days per week. Try to keep them moving throughout the day, improve their physical activity, activities of daily living. Practice activities, just like what we did with the senior fitness test. The sit to stand, that's a really good one for them to practice. Can they practice the flexibility training, say something like the shoulder stretch if they're warm? So, and of course balance training, heel to toe walks, Tai Chi, any types of movements that are going to affect their balance. Group fitness classes, very popular for senior adults. They like the social support, especially if they're a person who lives alone. If you remember the slides from the previous class, a lot of senior adults do still live alone. Although increasingly they're living with a spouse or partner or with their extended family. So group fitness classes are extremely popular. Pool classes, Dynabands, low impact, circuit training. At Westminster, they do a seated spin class. They have the little seated cycles and they just little things for the legs, and they do a spin class. And we'll talk about in class any other things you'd like to add that you think would be really good for senior adults. Here is a balanced curriculum. Now there are other types of balanced programs out there. This is the one they actually use at Westminster Towers, and it's called Fall Proof. So it was developed by someone who is an exercise physiologist, physical educator, Dr. Deborah Rose. It's an 8-week curriculum, so you do need to have some time to be able to implement this. So you can purchase the textbook, you can obtain certifications that you're Fall Proof certified. So it's great for anybody to learn, who's in exercise science. If you're a PT and OT, if you're working in a therapy clinic, this is a good program that you can implement, and check out the links on Blackboard for more information about that. But I would really recommend that anybody who's working in this type of environment be able to do something like the Fall Proof curriculum. So balance training, again, 2 to 3 days a week, using challenge people, so you want to be able to challenge their stability, touch the wall and raise on one foot. So, try to get their balance. Stand steadily with the hands across the chest, the sit to stand, stand on one leg, So you want to definitely perturb their center of gravity. So, postural muscle groups, and that they are safe. They should understand their challenge level and not proceed to a higher level until they can master a lower level. Make sure there is something there to steady them, just like what we did with the senior fitness test the other day, some sort of chair or counter or stable person, that they have support whenever needed. As I mentioned at Westminster, all the participants there wear these little bracelets that are a transponder. So if they fall, it immediately activates a system. The sensors are throughout the whole facility, and someone will come, a triage nurse will come by and will evaluate the person, if they've had a fall.